I'm going to tell you what nobody else want to tell you. I'm going to tell you how to be a professional basketball player with no connection. Let me be real with you, though, first. To make it as a professional basketball player with no connections, you do need connections. It's no way around that. But I can tell you how to get connections from zero connection. I personally went on this journey myself. I'm now a professional basketball player. I done played in over 5 countries. I started with no famous coach, no agent, no family that played professional basketball, no big time colleges. So they definitely told me it was impossible. They told me I was crazy, but I did it. So, and I'm here to share with you how you could do it. So stay tuned, and hopefully this helps. Okay, first I really need you to understand something. This path is not a pretty path. This is like a path that you need a little bit of luck. You need God's favor. And you need a lot of dedication and hard work. You need to do things that nobody is willing to do. That brings me to my first point. Your work ethic has to be unmatched. That's just like a bare minimum in this route. For me, my work ethic, you see the Kobe Mamba mentality thing, wake up at 5 a.m., then go back at 9 a.m. I take that to another level. I would be at the gym for 8 hours, 9 hours a day. I didn't go home and take them little 2-hour breaks that Kobe was doing. I stayed there, not just to work, but just do other stuff. Some fitness, do some, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't rest. I would just go hard, whole 8 hours in there. Then I would play runs against the people. It was at Lifetime or LA, so obviously I wasn't playing against anybody of talent. I wasn't getting my iron sharpened. But that confidence I would gain from that, and just the hours I would put into that, is the reason why my confidence will destroy people who put, who get paid for it also. So your work ethic has to be through the roof. You have to think crazy and actually be crazy. You see what I'm saying? I used to walk from my house to the gym. It was a 20-minute drive. You see what I'm saying? I used to walk it every day. People have to look at you and go, yo, you're crazy. You know what I mean? That's just a bare minimum in this journey. So if your heart's not in it, if you just want it for the money, this is not the route for you. So if you didn't kill in college and you didn't have people blowing your phone up, you got to go get it. You got to go get these connections. So you need to be on a hunt. That brings me to my next point. Go on a hunt for an agent. Go on a hunt. I wouldn't say go on a hunt for a new team just because, unless you have great film and you just need your film to be seen, maybe. But if you go on a hunt for an agent, I'm going to explain that a little better after I tell my example on why going hunt for an agent is more important than going on a hunt for a team. When I was coming up, I flew to Atlanta to work with a training program called P3. And the reason I worked out with them was just the simple fact that they was inside the Atlanta Hawks basketball facility. That was it. I knew that it was some slim chance of some connection. You see what I'm saying? And I flew all the way out there for that. That little point, I don't even know how much percentage that is of me even finding a connection. I literally took a flight, flew out of there, and I lived in Atlanta for a couple months. Stayed with my cousin, God willing. That was my luck. That was my favor. I had family in Atlanta. I didn't have to pay rent. So, that was some of the favor that played out in my part. So when I went out to P3, I worked out, and one weekend, I found an agent. So prior history, I think I was 22. Since I was 19 years old till I was 22, I've been blowing up emails of agents for 3 years. And I went out one weekend and got an agent. So I will tell you how. I went out there, I worked out with P3, introduced myself to everybody. And then the other players that was in there were just like me, trying to make it. You see what I'm saying? There wasn't NBA players in there. There was none of that. There was players who was trying to make it. There was one NBA player in there, but that's neither here or there. So connections wasn't as crazy because they was trying to get connections too. So you just talk to one dude. Hey, how you doing, bro? What's your name? Da, 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 da. In that little conversation, I end up meeting a friend now that I have one of my homies now. His name was Dane out there. He was my homie at the time. I didn't know him, but I got to introduce myself. And then building that connection, he ended up inviting me later on to go work out go hoop at a run, right? And little did I know that run changed the whole trajectory of my whole life. So me going to the run, I went to the run later on that night after the workout, and then I hooped. And since my skills were so unmatched, that it kind of built like a okay, he can really hoop type vibe. And then Dane ended up going to some money tournament. So money tournaments are tournaments in the summer. This is something important to know for people who's trying to get after it. There's tournaments in the summer where you can make a team together and then play against other teams, and then the winner gets a big pile of money. You get like $25K. I think we won the $25K one before. They got $50K, and then obviously the TBT, and that's $1 million. So there's money tournaments, and those are just hot spots. So he called me that Monday or Sunday. He called me. He was like, "Yo, I'm at this tournament. Can you come out here and play in this tournament, a money tournament?" I'm like, okay. Like, I left same day, drove to South Carolina from Atlanta, and played in a money tournament. And that's where I met my agent. We ended up winning the tournament, but my agent was actually the coach of that team at the time. So he was a newer agent. So that's the most important key in this whole thing. Try to find newer agents. Don't try to find established agents who already have a lot of connections, because they're not really looking down for people as much as you think. They are trying to get their guys bigger contracts. They got a lot to go through. So they are already working hard, but they're not really trying to take a chance on somebody at that point in their career. So you got to find newer agents because they just want to get their foot in the game. So they think you can go, they think you can play, and that's why point number one is so important, because if you can go and if you can play, they will fight for you. Like my first agent, he fought for me with no film, no college film. You know what I mean? And we got a deal, and I played 1 year before that overseas in Armenia. I'm going to tell you, voice scam, because that was pretty much a scam. It was a waste of my year. He fought for me. He did the work I was doing. Right? He did the work I was doing, trying to hunt to get on the team, right? So when I was going to Atlanta, I really was trying to find a team. I wasn't really looking for agents because I spent the last 3 years emailing agents, so I just gave up on agents, and I was like, I'm gonna just get on the team myself. So that's my secret point to you. Like, the agent needs to be hungry as you, so the agent is basically going to do the work for you. Now, all you can do is go back home and train even harder, because you now have somebody out there working just as hard as you, trying to build a connection, trying to find somebody. So my agent ended up getting me a TBL on team in Atlanta. And when you're starting off, you take anything you can get. You know what I mean? Anything you can get. Any opportunity is a blessing, but I will tell you how to watch out for scams. So now, watching out for scams is so important in this process. Pro exposure camps, scams. Anything like that, I will list some that's actually legit. I have went to a few. Them summer travel camps to go play in Armenia or play in Portugal, scams. I love Dustin. He runs that camp. I know him. That's my guy. But not to take money out of his pocket, it's a scam. I'm gonna be honest. There are people that go there. So I don't want to say like, oh, nobody goes there. No, there are teams that go there. Right? Like I went to Las Vegas, right? And this is hot spots. I'm gonna tell hot spots after this. But I went to Las Vegas during a hot spot trip. I was sitting there and just watching all these other guys coming up, and I'm just like, man, they don't have no idea. Like, this is low-key so pointless. And then somebody came up to me while I was sitting there, and he was actually an owner of a team. So it actually be people there. It was a TBL team, and I was talking to them, chopping them up with them. It's like it felt like I was like an alumni or something. Like I was talking with him, talking about the other people, the people coming up, and he ended up asking me like, "What you got going on? What you da-da-da-da?" Like trying to connect with me, and I told him like, I passed that level. You know what I mean? That's another thing I talk about. Maybe I talk about that in a different video. But passing certain levels, you have to say no. Other hot spots. TBT is a hot spot. That's a summer league pro-am where they pay people to play against each other. Those are also places where people migrate to play basketball for money. So better talent is going to fall into that area. You go there. I played in the TBT also. And I built connections from there. I killed my game. We got killed, but I was killing my team. Like I was killing the team I was playing against. And the coach came up to me after the game, started talking to me. And then later on down the line, I got invited to play for another TB team. So I'm going to be playing in the TBT again this year. So, yeah, connections is how you get there. But you can start with zero connection. So I don't want you to think like, oh, I didn't know nobody coming up. Like, I didn't start this until I was 21. Right? I had zero connections until I was 21. I'm 26 now. So it's not about being lucky. It's just about being relentless. You know? Grit. So remember, unmatched work ethic. Let's review everything. Unmatched work ethic. Hunt for an agent like it's like a baby gazelle. You a lion. You got to go to hot spots. Hot spots is money tournaments. Summer league. Those are two great hot spots. During the season, it's really cool zone, so you're not going to really find any hot spots. That's more where you just do like send-in work, but try to find training facilities because they still need clients year-round. So try to find training facilities that's near or close to professional facilities because that type of closeness, you know, kind of works. Hit up famous trainers on Instagram because they might connect you with an agent. So relentless. No, it just means next. So every time you hear no, you go next. No, next. So it's no shortcuts. It's only good moves. Okay, so if you're in this journey, comment where you are right now. Comment how many connections you got. If you got 0 connections, that's fine. Comment it. Let us know. Subscribe if you want more. For sure. This is a good move. I'm here. I'm here to help. I don't know what else to say. How do you do an outro?